Welcome back. My name is Brian and this is Fab Automotive Detailing Channel. Today we got a great video for you, but before we get to that, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that has subscribed to my channel. I had 28 subscribers before I left the house tonight in my first month and a half of doing videos, and that is just awesome. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. But in this video, a video that some of you have been asking for, a video that I've been wanting to do, and this is the type of videos I've been wanting to do. I didn't really want to do reviews, but in the winter time, that might be the type of videos I have to do here in Indiana. Just so nasty, I can't do any detailing videos. But so what we have for you today is a 1976 Corvette Stingray. It's got a lot of swirl marks in it. Customer wants it cleaned up, swirl marks taken out, 95, 96% is a really good number as far as getting rid of swirl marks. It's got dust all over. It's been here at the shop for about 3 months. The customer dropped it off, said keep it over winter, wanted some work done to it, wasn't any hurry. We put some Hedman headers on it, did a tune-up, new wires, new plugs, adjusted the carburetor, put a battery tender on it. So what we're gonna do is we're going to wash the car tonight. If it has a bunch of wax on it, we're going to use paint prep, which paint prep just strips all the old wax off. If it looks like it doesn't during the wash process, doesn't have much wax on it, then I'm probably going to just skip that step. So without further ado, this is the video some of you have been asking for. Let's do it. Well, let me give you a quick overview of the vehicle. Let me show you how long it was here. That's where we laid the keys on top, and it didn't move for a while, and it just got dust accumulated all over it. Let me show you the swirl marks in the paint. And this is a customer here at the shop, and he come in one day just to check it out right before we got the exhaust work done, and he said that he was going to take it and have it painted once it left here. And I asked him why, and he said, well, I just don't really like the paint. It's got a bunch of swirl marks all over it. And I said, well, what if I can fix those swirl marks? And I immediately noticed that I had his attention when I said that. I told him, and see all the swirl marks right there. I told him that, I can get rid of 95%. I mean, that's a really good number for getting rid of swirls. And he was excited about it. He told me to do it. So we got all the work done on the car. And look at all that dust. We got all the work done on the car. And now, here it is. It's the weekend. This is Friday night. I'm gonna wash it tonight, and we're going to get this guy's car in really good shape. This is a fiberglass body, so you have to really pay attention to what you're doing. I'll kind of go over that when I do the paint correction work tomorrow. But this is just an overview of the vehicle. Wheels are really clean. The rally wheels are really nice on the car. You won't really have to worry about cleaning those up at all. But this is the type of stuff that he really wants to get fixed. See, I can't really pick them up right now. Tomorrow when I have my Astro light on me, you'll be able to see them really well. So tonight, here's the products we're going to be using. I won't be showing you me doing the wheels because you've seen me do those before, and I'm sure you've seen other videos, but super concentrated car wash, wheel and tire cleaner, tire cleaner, wheel cleaner. Actually, if you saw any of my other videos, I finally broke out a new wheel cleaner tool. I've got tons of those at home. And then we got some drying towels and fender brush and tire brush. So I'm gonna put some soap in it and we're gonna start washing it. So I did the wheels and I did tires off camera like I said I was going to. I just used the wheel cleaner on the wheels. The wheels weren't dirty at all, so I just cleaned them up real good, the best I could, and cleaned the tires up, cleaned the rubber up. So off camera, I got the car wet. I didn't mean to do that, but I'm still getting used to doing these videos. I got done doing the wheels and I immediately started going to the initial rinse of the vehicle, and I forgot to turn the camera on. I'm sorry about that. But I will show you that there is definitely wax on the vehicle. That's the hood. There's the top. I'm really concerned about the top, but I really just put a very minor amount of water on it. But definitely wax on it. And the guy just bought it right before he brought it to us, so the previous owner must have put wax on it. I'm gonna put you up here. We're gonna wash the vehicle, and then after we get done washing the vehicle, we'll do paint prep. Okay, and this is where we move on to paint prep. Basically, it's just a heavy-duty detergent that they make to strip any old waxes or silicones off the paint. And then 4-finger mesh mitt. Spray it on the paint while it's still wet before you dry. All you're going to do is just work it into the paint. Let it dwell for a little while, you know, a couple minutes. Don't let it dry. If it starts to dry, just spray a little bit more on it. Like I said, it's just a detergent. It's safe for all types of paints. Any automotive paint, actually, they say. I don't know if I'm still in frame or not, but hopefully you guys can see me over here. I'll show you doing a couple panels, and then we'll go back to time lapse. And once you rub it in there, you're basically just going to rinse it down like you would any type of soap. And it's been on there long enough now that I can rinse it down. You'll notice the paint will be less bubbly, I guess is the best way to put it. The water will just kind of sit on the paint more than bubble up on the paint. Do you have to do paint prep? No, you really don't if you're going to be polishing. But if you have a layer of wax on there and you start polishing, it's not going to hurt anything. But the first time you polish, say in this section here, all you're doing is taking the wax off. You'll rub the polish off and have to go right back over it again because now you got the wax off, you got to actually polish the paint. Now you notice there's like zero beading on the paint now. It's just, the water's just sitting flat. So I know there's no wax left on this panel. And if there is, you know, these small sections like this, it's not a big deal. I can work around that. So let me show you. We'll do it here on the fender. Let me move you back. As soon as that paint prep hits it, that water starts exiting stage left. And I'm not pushing hard, I'm not being aggressive. Just kind of gliding it across, just a little bit of pressure, not a lot. In fact, I'll go ahead and just do the door, because I need to let that sit on there anyways. Straight lines, you'll notice, no circles. I'm doing 0 circles. You're just going to rinse it off. You know, this stuff works really well. You know, I hear people talking about those strip washes that other companies sell, say that they don't work very well, but I can tell you the paint prep works very well. It doesn't do 100%, but it gets most of it. I'm gonna show you, I'll just do the rest of the car. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to drying. Now, a note, don't use any type of drying aid, whether it's a detail spray, a spray on wax, because all you're doing is putting a film over the paint that you're gonna have to take off when you go and polish the car. So we're just gonna use microfiber drying towels and we're gonna dry the whole vehicle. And first, I will be using the Works blower, that one blower that I've told you about in other videos. Works awesome, gets rid of 60–70% of the water on the paint, so then when you go with the microfiber, it's no big deal at all, it doesn't take no time. So we're gonna go do that. If you don't have one of those Works or blowers, you don't know what you're missing. They're awesome. I think they're about 40 bucks. It gets rid of most of the water. So all you gotta do is drag across and it dries. Okay, it's all dry, and I used just one microfiber towel after using that Works blower, so like I said, definitely recommend it. Car looks pretty good, no more dust left on it. But now we can see the actual state of the paint. If you look at that light right there, moving the camera back and forth, you can see those swirls. They're all over the paint. What I was saying earlier, about 95% correction of the swirl marks. Anybody that tells you they get 100% correction of the paint just by detailing it, polishing, waxing it, they're lying to you. 90 to 95% is pretty much the number you want to shoot for. Without wet sanding it or repainting the car, you're not going to get 100%, I guarantee it. And that's not coming just from me. I've heard other detailers say the same thing. But there you go. Quick overview. I dried it really fast so that it's my battery and my memory card's a little low, so I dried it really fast and a little bit out of breath, but just bear with me here. There you go. That's washing the car. That's using the paint prep to strip any of the old waxes off of it. So we're gonna let it dry overnight tonight, and when we come in the morning, when I come in the morning, first thing I'll do, I'll kind of do a once over of the vehicle, look for any type of marks that I know I can't get out, or what I need to do basically, and then we'll start claying it, and then we will polish it, and then we will wax it, and hopefully we get it all here on camera. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Here it is, Saturday morning, next day, and the car is completely dry. It's been drying for about 13 hours or so. I left here last night at 9 p.m. It's about 10 a.m. right now, Saturday morning. So the next step, we're gonna do a walk around the vehicle. It's sunny out, it's cold. It's only about 38 or 40 degrees out there, but the sun is out. And take it outside, do a walk around on it, bring it back in and do another walk around, and then we'll go on to claying the paint with Speed Shine and Griot's Garage paint cleaning clay. So let me pull it outside and we'll be right back. All right, walk out here. I cannot see my screen, so hopefully I can barely see a little bit. Hopefully you can see the swirls in the paint. Just do a quick walk around the vehicle. Let me see if I can get the sun in the, hopefully that's picking the swirls up. Now we will pull it back in. Okay, let's do the quick walk around inside. I got my Astro 50 SL light. Turn it on, and I know you guys can see that. That's showing up really well. I just look for stuff like that right there. Looks like somebody, a little leftover wax or something. I just look for stuff that I really want to focus on. Obviously the swirls. But if I see any type of scratch or anything like that, I want to know where it's at. So far, yeah, it looks like a scratch. Now that is a scratch. My fingernail does catch it even with these gloves on, so I cannot remove that. If your fingernail catches a scratch, you cannot remove it without doing paint work. Looks like there's a bunch of dried wax in these cracks. I don't know if there's anything I can really do with that as far down as those are. As you can see though, there are just swirls. You turn the light down a little bit, it might look like it's flickering, but it's not. There's swirls all over this paint. I mean, I've actually seen worse, but really though, mostly the only thing I see is that one spot with a little bit of wax on it. I'm not sure what that right there is. Yeah, that'll buff out. There's a mark right there. It's a chip in the paint. Obviously can't do nothing with chips. Really, it's not too bad. Now the next step, like I said, is to clay it. So we're gonna go around, fill the paint with gloves on, and see if it needs clayed. You can do it with a baggie, like a little sandwich baggie, or with gloves on. It actually feels really smooth, actually. This is pretty much a garage kept car. So the next step is claying, like I said, with the Griot's Garage Speed Shine and Griot's Garage paint cleaning clay. That's what we're gonna do next, so I'm gonna get the camera set up and we'll come back to that. So we're gonna be using Speed Shine, Griot's paint cleaning clay, Speed Shine cloth. You just wanna knead this to a nice little patty. Lots and lots of lubrication. Now, in case you don't know, clay is not going to remove any old waxes. It's not going to scratch the paint if you do it properly. It's not going to remove any type of oxidation or anything like that. It's just cleaning any contaminants off the paint that are on the paint. So I use a lot of Speed Shine. I want to make sure it's lubricated really well. Now I'm going to spray the Speed Shine. And back and forth. Quick motions. And you'll know when it's getting smooth. You'll feel it. This paint isn't that bad, so it's not going to take much. And then once you get done, just wipe it off. And that's basically it. I'll move on to the next section, and every time I'll turn the clay over. That way it suspends all the dirt inside the clay and you're not running it back over the paint. This is just a very, very simple process. Claying's really easy. And if it starts to dry like it just did there, you'll know, you'll feel it. Spray a little bit more on there. And that's pretty much it. And this will show you there's really not much of anything on this paint. Usually when a car is very contaminated, you'll see a bunch of dirt built up in this clay. This paint is actually very clean. But I am going to go ahead and just do the whole vehicle. And I'm not going to do time-lapse modes in these. I just don't have enough battery life or memory card space to do that. So I'm going to show you, especially on this clay, and I'll just show you what I just showed you, and that's it. When we go into polishing, I'll probably go more in depth and maybe do a time lapse of one full side or something like that. But I'm gonna finish claying the paint and then we'll come back and do some polishing. So a couple of things I forgot to mention. When you're doing the clay bar, you do not want to bear down on the paint. You're just letting the clay do the work. Your hand is just gliding it across the surface of the paint. And you only want to clay when it's absolutely necessary, when you feel there's contaminants on the paint. If there's not any contaminants on the paint, there's no reason to be claying because it is considered an abrasive. So you don't only want to do it when you actually absolutely have to do it. And then I wear gloves, and this is why. You see where the clay is all over. That would have been all over my fingers. I've done it before. It's gotten in my fingernails. And when you're going around the car, you got to pay attention to badging. If you run the clay into the badging, that yellow clay or whatever color clay you have will get underneath the badging. And sometimes it's kind of hard to get out. So when you're done claying, this is the piece I had. It's still good. You see it's not real dirty. I can use it again. Put it back in the container, and you're just going to spray some speed shine in there. Put the top back on, and it's ready for next time you clay a car. Well, that's going to do it for part one. We washed it, we stripped it, we decontaminated the paint or clay barred the paint, however you want to call it. The next video is going to be polishing or compounding the paint and then waxing. I'm hoping I can do it all in just 2 episodes or 2 videos. That's what I'm really, really hoping for. Remember, if this is your very first time you've ever clay barred paint, don't be scared. Just take your time. Put tons of lubricant on there. Don't be shy. Put lots of lubricant on there. Work that clay bar across the paint. Take your time. Pay attention to what you're doing. Everything will be just fine. And then you can move on to the next step. So if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. While you're down there, hit that subscribe button. We will see you in the next video.